So we now know the second seat of the Kawasaki 450 team is going to, drumroll please, Garrett Marchbanks, which is not a bad choice in any way, but kind of funny on some side of things here. Now, this is being reported, or is on the Racer X website, I guess you want to call it, whatever, that he has been tapped to fill in or take the second seat of the 450 team. Now, apparently, Cameron McAdoo had been the person, I guess, touted for that ride, or they wanted him up there. But in the end, it is Garrett Marchbanks, who has moved back to the Kawasaki team, obviously this year from the Club MX side of things. And he's ridden the 450 in both Supercross and Motocross before the Muck-Off team, before the Club MX team. So he has some experience on the bike. Not exactly who knows how much. I mean, obviously you can ride a race or race a race, whatever you want to call it, and have barely ever touched the bike before. But the funny side of thing is apparently, and it says, I'm going to quote this, quote, "Now I heard that Marchbanks had said no earlier when asked about moving to the 450, but I'm guessing he got some sort of incentive with another year contract. He did a 1-year deal with the Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki for 2026, or maybe he got to keep some gear money. I think something was thrown at Marchbanks because, like I said, I heard earlier, he said no." Now, this is the question. Why would you say no to a 450 factory ride? This is kind of the pinnacle of this, right? All these guys, from the time they're, kids racing PW PW 80s or whatever, and then to super minis and everything else, right? The goal is to get to Supercross, to get to a 450 team, be on a factory ride. Why would you ever say no? And especially for a guy who's been on Kawasaki, he's been on the factory side of things, and then over to Club MX, which you gotta say is more of a privateer ride, like a very, very good privateer ride, but not a factory squad, and then back to a factory 250. Why would you say no to moving up to the 450 class? Other than the fact that maybe you think you're going to do really bad and you don't think you're ready for it. But on the other side, like, this is the dream, right? Why would you ever want to stay in a 250 squad if you have the option to go 450, be on the factory team, be with the big boys where everybody wants to go? To me, I don't understand the logic of it. It's like, it's basically just saying, nah, I'm good. Now, obviously, this can be, I guess you can say multiple things on this, right? He's comfortable in the 250. Maybe he wanted to stay there and compete for a title. Who knows? Or it could just be the thing of, well, he saw how Jorge Prado was on it, and maybe he doesn't think the bike's going to be good. Who knows? I mean, obviously, the overarching rumor, Chase Sexton is going to be the number one rider, or whatever you want to call it, the other rider on that team. Obviously, that is a little more correct or known now since the KTM news release thanking him, blah, 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 and he's done with the team. We're just kind of waiting for that announcement that Chase Sexton will be with the Kawasaki or Monster Energy Kawasaki team. I just don't get it. This is one of those strange things to me that, like, again, why would you ever say no to a factory 450 ride? That's where everything leads from the time you start racing to amateurs to, doing your first pro debut to racing 250s. The whole point of this is to get to the 450s. I mean, unless you're somebody like, Jeremy Martin or people who just decided they never wanted to move up. I don't get it. Obviously, the 450s are where the money is. Unless you're somebody like Deegan or, I don't know, some other 250 guy who already has a big deal in their pocket because they have, championships and a big name and a following. Like, for a lot of these guys, especially Marchbanks, who, like I said, who knows the fact of going from factory to non-factory and having to work your way back to getting that ride with Pro Circuit again. Why would you ever say no to moving up to the big money, to the tip of racing? I mean, obviously, I'm not going to be trying to be rude about this, I don't see him winning a title. Like, obviously, if you're not winning titles on the 450 or on the 250s, more than likely you're not going to move up to the 450s, racing Jet Lawrence and Tomac and Webb and Roxon, all these guys. I don't see him winning a title, but still, why would you not want to move up to the big boys and get that contract, get that ride, and then see where you can go from there? To me, this is strange. But this is where I'm going to leave you guys. Comment down below. Tell me what you think. Good for him. Good for the team. What, are you like me and you think it's weird he wouldn't want that ride? Whatever it is, comment down below. Tell me what you think while you're down there. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. Do all the fun things this platform allows you to do, because it does really help me out, and I appreciate it. And with that, I'll see you later. Peace.